And one of the last things we are gonna do is make channels. And I just want to say congratulations, we are getting towards the end of this. Inside of app, components, sidebar, sheets, create a new folder, call it channel. Inside we will make a new file, channels sheet.tsx, sfc, channel, it should be channels sheet, and inside of return. And we don't need to code this all again because we already know how to do it. So let's go to new channel sheet. I'm gonna just go into return and copy this sheet, the whole thing, and then go to, so that was new chat sheet, and then new channel sheet, paste the entire sheet here, and let's make some edits. First of all, we're gonna import the sheet from add components UI sheet, and then sheet trigger as well. And then there will not be a button, but it will be an image. Image from next/image, and the class name will be hover cursor pointer. That's the only class name. And then source is gonna be /images/ channels.svg. It's important to have this slash in the beginning because it sometimes doesn't work if you don't have it. Other props we will pass are width, it's gonna be 24, height, it's gonna be 24, and close this. Also alt is missing, so alt is gonna be channels. We will encapsulate this image into a button, although it doesn't make any difference, but let's just be semantically correct here. So I'm gonna go around and save. Down below in the sheet content, let's import it. And we have side left, this is all correct. This is all correct. Let's now just import sheet header as well, and sheet close, and arrow left. I'm just pressing Control space, and it should be fixed, and then import this. And instead of new chat, we're gonna name it channels. This is the title. When the sheet opens from the left, this will be the title in the header. I'm gonna show you soon. We don't need this scroll area. Let's remove from here and from the bottom as well. User list we don't need. Let's go a bit on the top. And let's just remove everything after closing sheet header tag. So from here all the way to closing sheet content, let's remove everything and save. Let's see what this sheet looks like. So let's go to desktop sidebar header and import this sheet into our application. So it's gonna be channels sheet, and let's just make it self-close tag. And now it should appear here. So this is it. Let's open it. It looks like this. It's currently empty. I think I mentioned this already, but channels will be basically same as groups, but only the owner will be able to post. And you will be able to follow if you're not owner and see what owner posts. And now let's continue coding it. So in the desktop sidebar header, we're gonna pass in the current user. It's gonna be current user. And now let's go to channels sheet, and we will define interface. That's gonna be channels sheet props, and it's gonna be current user, and that is going to be type user from Prisma client. Now let's extract user, and let's give it type channel sheet props and save. But it will be current user, not user. And now above return, we're gonna say const show new channel sheet. So there will be a sheet to create new channels, and then set show new channel sheet. That's gonna be equal to use state import from React, and then initiate at false. Below that, const channels, comma, set channels. User will be able to follow these channels. There will be a list of channels, and then use state angle brackets conversation from Prisma client, and it's gonna be a list of conversations because each channel is a conversation like a group. Initiate it to empty array. Below that, use effect import from React 1 to open arrow function body const fetch data. It's gonna be async, and then this arrow function, and then open curly brackets try catch block, and we are gonna get the list of channels from the database so user can follow them if they want to. So const response await axios.get, and then pass in the API / conversations / channels, and then import Axios like this. Below that, let's say const channel data is gonna equals response dot data dot filter, and this will, oh my god, what is this? So this will be / channels, and this will return all of the conversations, but we just want to get the conversations that have each channel equal to true. So we're gonna filter the conversations, and we're gonna get conversation with type conversation, and then arrow function conversation dot is channel triple equal true. So groups and one-on-one conversations will be excluded. And then set channels, it's gonna be channel data. That is it. In error, we're gonna console.log error. And then we have this function fetch data. So below, let's invoke it, fetch data, and dependency array is gonna be empty. So this will execute when the page loads, and only then. This is all of the defining that we need to do. Now let's go down into the UI. Below sheet title, we're gonna make some space and say div, and then image, and then it's gonna be a plus from Lucid React, self-closing, class name, text-white, and on click arrow function, open body, and say, actually no need to open body, just say set show new channel sheet to true. And let me organize this, make this a bit prettier. Save. Below this plus, we're gonna say to do new channel sheet. This sheet will also be open from the side, and it will let us create a new channel. And then below sheet header, let's say scroll area from second one, from add components, class name, height minus or dash, and then 520 pixels. Close scroll area, and we go div inside another div, and then h4 inside, and then say stay updated on your favorite topics. That's the title. And then we're gonna get a p below and say find channels to follow below. Spell it properly, and that's it. And then there is p, there is closing div, and after that closing div, open curly brackets, channels.map, and we're gonna open two brackets, and then we're gonna extract channel and index, and then arrow function, open body. Just follow where I'm doing the arrow function, so after one close bracket here, and then actually we're not gonna open body like curly brackets, we're gonna just open normal brackets, and to do, actually if you want to write, we need to do it in a div, so to do channel box like this, and that should be it. If we go ahead and open, we see that it doesn't look, it looks bad right now, but we're gonna fix all of this, make it prettier. The header is gonna stay messed up for a quick moment, but let's fix this part. So let's scroll down all the way to scroll area, below sheet header, and this first div, we're gonna give it class name flex wrap justify center. The div below, class name text dash center, and then w dash and 350 pixels in square brackets. And then the, let's save this, it's gonna have immediate effect. And let's now give some class name to the header, to h4 actually. It's gonna have text dash, and then size in bracket is gonna be 1.1875 rem, and then margin dash 5. Save this, and then p class name, this is going to be text muted foreground. I think it will be better if I do it like this, yeah, so you can see it. Maybe I'm gonna put it in new rows as well, so it's better visible for you. Text dash, and then the size 1.0625 rem, and below that mb dash 5. Let's save this. So this is what it looks like. Stay updated on your favorite topics. Find channels to follow below. What is this? Below has one L. And now let's create this new channel sheet so we can create a new channel. So let's go towards the top, and instead of to do new channel sheet, just say new channel sheet, and it's gonna be self-closing tag, and let's pass in some props. Show, it's gonna be equal to show new channel sheet, and then on close, it's gonna be equal to arrow function, arrow set show on channel sheet, it's gonna be false. Below that, set channels, it's gonna be equal to set channels. So once we make a new channel, we're gonna update the list of channels here as well. And in our file explorer, let's copy this name, new channels sheet, and just next to this channel sheet, make a new file, new channels sheet.tsx, save it, and let's start coding this. sfc new channels sheet, and then make an interface, new channels, or I call it new channel without s, so new channel sheet props. Sorry if you have to change something. And then we will have show, that's boolean, and then on close, that's takes nothing and returns void, takes nothing, returns nothing. Yep. Set channels, that's gonna be of type react.dispatch react.set state action array, and then close angle brackets 2 times. Now dispatch, wait, this is a bit weird. Set state action should have open square brackets, and this will be conversation from Prisma client array of conversations. So this set channels is the use state function from setting channels, is this one. That's why we have this weird type. That's the use state from React. And now let's extract these things real quick. So curly brackets show, and then on close, and then set channels, but spell this properly. Give it type new channel sheet props. That is it. And now let's start defining a little bit here. So we're gonna have const image URL. So each channel will have image. I'm gonna just make U capital. This is profile image for the channel. And then set image URL. That's gonna be use state from React and empty string for now. Const name dot set name. That's gonna be also use state empty string. Const description, in square brackets, description, comma set description equal use state, and then pass in the empty string. And then const disable submit button, set disable submit button. It's gonna be use state and then false. So when we submit and when we are working to make a channel with API, we don't want the user to be able to submit like infinite channel creation requests. Below that, let's say const and then extract toast. That's gonna be equal to use toast. This one, components. And below that, let's say const handle create channel. That's gonna be equal. And we're gonna make some API requests here. So first, set disabled submit button to true. After, we're gonna do toast and then open normal, open curly, title. This is a notification, so like alert. Open normal, open curly, pass in the title. We already opened these brackets. So title is gonna be create or creating new channel ... This is gonna be capital C, comma, duration. I'm gonna put it to 30,000 milliseconds. So it's gonna be there until it gets interrupted by channel created notification, but you can reduce this if you want. And then Axios, import Axios.post, give it /API /conversations/channels, and then give it object, pass in the object name. It's gonna be name. Description, it's gonna be description, and profile image URL, it's gonna be image URL. And that is it. So after the Axios post, we're gonna say .then. So when the promise of the post resolves, when we get a response, we're gonna say response in the brackets, arrow function, and then well, we don't need to console log anything here, but we can just go to toast and then pass in the object title. Wait, let me, so you are able to see it. Title, and then new channel created, exclamation mark, class name, that's gonna be bg-green-500, comma, duration 2000 milliseconds. So when the new channel is created, notification pops up. It will interrupt this creating new channel. So this is not gonna last 30 seconds. It's gonna get interrupted when the channel creates. And below toast, we're gonna say set disable button, submit button to false. And then we are also going to set channels, and then 1, 2, open, and then previous channels that has type of conversation from Prisma client. We imported it already, conversation array, and then make arrow function outside of these one normal brackets, and we are gonna just pass in an array. It's gonna be spread, so ... previous channels, comma, response dot data. So when we receive the response, then we're gonna just append, we're gonna create a new channels array, and we're gonna set all of the previous channels and the new channel as well. So we're gonna set channels, we're gonna add that channel. After that, let's do on close. So we wanna close this new channels sheet. And after that, then we will do dot catch, and we will catch error, arrow function, open body, console.log error, and it should work. This is gonna be all of the creation logic. Now we're gonna code HTML. Now HTML is long, but we have already coded this so many times, so I think we can just copy, so we don't need to like code all of this again. And things that we haven't coded, I'm just gonna explain, or we can code those. Let's go to new chat sheet, and we're gonna scroll here where we can find sheet content, and let's copy everything until sheet header is closing. And then let's go back and just, well, we first need to say sheet, because this doesn't, we didn't import this. And import sheet, let's see, it should be imported from our add components UI and not from Lucid React. And then inside, let's paste all of this, and sheet content is closed, is opened actually, so we need to close it as well, like this. Now, if you haven't imported, so import this from add components, like this, from this. And arrow left will be imported from Lucid React. And I think that is it. Also, sheet title, we should import it from the same place. And now let's go back and import this, although this is not finished, but let's just go back to our channel sheet and scroll down and import this new channel sheet like this, and save, and errors should disappear, although it looks like we have an extra angle here. And show, let's pass show. Show is gonna be equal to, oh wait, it's just my text wrapping, so it's already correct. And this on close should be spelled properly, and there shouldn't be any more errors. So let's go to our website and go to these channels, And I think now, where is it? Okay guys, I found a problem. So first of all, just to fix the formatting, here just above into this plus icon, we're gonna go into class names and say cursor dash pointer, and in the div above we're gonna add class name. And I just want to say, if you have struggle finding what where I'm writing this, just press Ctrl F and copy this, or write class name equals like this text, and it's gonna find the text in your document. And in this div we're gonna say flex ml-auto. So margin left-auto will move this X to the right, but it wouldn't work if there is no flex. So and just so it's not completely at the end here, let's go to the plus icon and add mr-4. And now when I click on it, it should open the sheet, but it's not gonna open the sheet. And the reason being is we forget to go into the new chat sheet and scroll. No, not new chat. We're gonna look for new channel sheet and scroll down, and where it says sheet, we're gonna pass in open, and it's gonna be equal to show. And now if I save it, it's going to open. And now we need to go into new channel sheet, so just stay there if you are already there. And this new chat at line 61, that's going to be new channel title, so the sheet title. And now let's make the body. So below sheet header, we're gonna add a new div. First, we will be able to upload channel image profile picture. So we don't need to code this button from scratch for the third time. We can just go to Ctrl P and search for upload file button, and we will copy this upload button and we will make some changes. You see, this is the biggest button that I've ever seen that I was talking about. So let's just paste it here, save, and now we're gonna have to import it first. And it's gonna be from @lib_upload_thing. So this one. Before we change the content of the upload button, let's scroll down to appearance. All of this will actually stay exactly the same, the appearance, class, name, etc. We will just change this message file to status image. And then if we go below, on upload begin, we will add set disabled button to true, and on upload complete, we will go down below and we're gonna set image URL to res 0 and then URL. So we don't need this, actually we can delete that, and set disabled submit button to false. And that should be it. Make sure that after all of this, the button, there is a toaster from these components, and then self-close this tag. And that should be it. The only thing we are missing is content of the button. So first, let's import this plus icon from Lucid React. Although I think we're gonna be removing all of this now. So first, in this div above upload button, we're gonna pass in some class names. And those are gonna be flex, justify-center, and my-4. And then inside of upload button, content button ready, return, we are gonna remove all of this stuff, and we're gonna make a div. No, not divide. What's happening? Sorry. Div. I think I need to do it like this. And then close it manually. So inside of return, let's start coding, and you're gonna see our button here. We're gonna say open curly brackets, if, so there is no if, just image URL is equal to empty array. I think it's gonna be better if I do it like this. And then question mark, and we're gonna render something. Otherwise, we're gonna render something else. So let's start with this one. Div class name. Now we're gonna have a placeholder for upload profile image. So relative, and that's it. Inside of that, we're gonna have another div, and let me put it here. Let me align this and go like this and say class name. Those will be w-212 pixels in square brackets, height dash 212 pixels in square brackets, rounded dash full, overflow dash hidden. And inside of that div, we're gonna put, I think it's better to just maximize this. It's gonna look a lot, it's gonna be easier for you as well. Image, so image source, it's gonna be slash images slash icon placeholder .svg, and then let's self-close this image tag, and below let's pass class name, not class, class name, w-full, height dash full, text dash, and then hashtag d1 d7 db, and that's it. And then alt of this image is gonna be placeholder. So we closed image, closed div. Another image after that, it's gonna be image source, it's gonna be slash images slash camera.svg, class name absolute top 1/2, left 1/2, and then transform, and then dash translate dash x dash 3, and dash translate dash y dash 6, and that should be it. Let me put this into a new row, this to a new row as well, and let's close this image tag, and inside of that let's also give it alt. That's gonna be camera icon. And before we can see what this looks like, let's just add another p tag below and say add channel, and let's pass it some class names, or add channel icon. Pass it class names that are absolute top 1/2, left 1/2, transform minus translate dash 14 dash dash x dash 14, and then text is gonna be dash hashtag FFFFFF 6Fs, text dash center, text dash XS, and that should be it. Now we are able to see what this looks like. Let's just in this second brackets pass in some div so it doesn't throw an error. Let's just make an empty div here, like this. And if you want the errors to go away, just say hi or whatever. I think you don't need to actually. Go to my GitHub and download camera SVG. So it's in just in public images camera SVG. Download it and also icon placeholder. If I press Ctrl F and say icon placeholder, we're gonna download this one as well. Import both of them into our public folder, and that's it. If we go to our new channel sheet, let me just refresh it and then open this again, press plus, and this is what we have for now. So we can upload a picture by clicking here. It's gonna give us this pop-up window. Okay guys, I spent like an hour trying to remove this blue outline, and I finally managed to do it. Okay guys, I spent like an hour trying to remove this blue outline, and I finally managed to do it. Let's go to the code of our button, and here in appearance, I want you to first completely remove the whole button-like properties, everything about button. And we're gonna have to code it, but with Tailwind CSS. So let's say button, and then open quotes. And the way to remove the outline is say ring-0, but this will not work. You need to also say important, so put exclamation mark. And if you save this, even though the button is messed up because we removed stylings, but if you click it, there is no more blue ring around it. Now let's go ahead and say border-0 bg-white cursor-pointer age-full w-full and justify-start. And now it should work as before, but without the blue outline. So if I click it, it opens this and there is no outline. Now let's go just copy this button and fix inside of status sidebar button. We're gonna scroll here, so close to the bottom there is this appearance in the button, and just remove all of this and paste it. And guys, this is before, blue outline, and this is after, no blue outline. Let's also go to the form, and here in upload file button, let's go there and go to the here button, delete and paste this. And now when we are sending the message, there is no blue outline anymore. And the other problem we have with this button is when I try to upload a story like this, there will be like this uploading bar right here. You see this ugly blue bar, so let's remove that. So we want to go to globals CSS, and below this focus, let's say dot upload btn. We're gonna make this class, and then this arrow kinda, and then star inside square brackets data dash ut dash element is gonna be equal to button. This is to select the button from the upload button, like our upload button, and then inside data dash state it's gonna be equal to uploading. So this is when the button is uploading, and then these two columns and after, and open body and say background dash color, and that's gonna be RGBA, and pass in 0, 0, 0, 0. So it's gonna be completely transparent, the color. And then let's copy this class, and let's go to our first of all this status sidebar button, and here below where we are passing class name, I think we're not passing it anywhere, so let's pass it here, class name, and just pass in this class name. And if we go into status sidebar now, let's wait for it to update. But if I go here, if I delete this status, wait for a moment, and then I try to upload this again, there will not be any uploading ugly stuff. Let's also do it for this button in messages. So when I try to send a message, it's gonna be doing this. So let's go to upload file button and just pass in inside of here. Well, I had custom class. You're not gonna have this at all, I think. So just say class name is gonna equal to upload btn and save. And now if we go back and we try to send something, it's just gonna send it without that ugly overlay. And it's uploading, but there is nothing, and upload complete, and the message is sent. And now inside of let's continue with coding new channel sheet. So after the add channel icon, there is these new divs where I said hi. So let's not say hi there, but let's open a new div as well. And then we're gonna pass in image, and we're gonna display the image that user just uploaded as channel profile image. So source will be equal to image URL, and below that class name will be equal to w-full height-full object-cover. Let's give it alt to be uploaded image. Let's also give let me make this a bit prettier. Let me save it so it auto aligns, and then give this one class name. That's gonna be a relative, and then the other one we're gonna give class name w-212 pixels, that's width, and then height is gonna be 212 pixels as well. Rounded-full overflow-hidden, and that's it. So if I go ahead and I go to create a new channel and I upload an image and I select any kind of image, it should display here very soon. Wish it isn't, because I said image URL in like these quotes, but it should be in these brackets. So let's go back now. It should update. And there we go. This is the profile image that I just uploaded. And let's give it some border. So here in this second div above image, let's say border-zinc, and I want to give it maybe 500, and border-4. Let's save this. And we have this kind of nice border. I don't know if you notice it. Yeah, now you do notice it. But I think it's kind of too gray, so let's remove this to maybe 200. And now it looks a bit nicer, although you cannot maybe see it on YouTube. And also real quick, this icon here, arrow left, should also have on click to be on close, because right now it's not gonna close when you click this icon, but now we can close by clicking it. Let's now scroll all the way down. We have this toaster, and below toaster there is one div, and then let's make some space. And we will first make a new div here, and then inside we're gonna say input, import from the second one, self-closing. Below that we're gonna import text area, self-closing, but we don't have this, so we need to install this. In shardcn, I'm gonna search for text area, click here, and this is the command if you don't want to go to this website. And I'm gonna copy it, and I will paste it and install. So our input field, let's pass in some props. Title, it's gonna be channel name, and then class name is going to be w-10/12, and I'm gonna put them each in new row so it's easier for you to see. And then m-auto border 0 border bottom is gonna be 2 now, border gray 400. After that, focus, column border dash primary, and that should be it. Below that, we're gonna pass in value prop. That's gonna be name, and on change, arrow function e arrow, and just set name to e.target.value and save. Let's go below. I think I'm gonna indent this a little bit like this, and below that let's import text area, and we will import from add components UI text area, and let's pass in some props. So this will be the description, so title, channel description, name, channel description. Okay, the title is channel. Yeah, that's it. That's good. Channel, but don't misspell. Placeholder, describe your channel, include information to help people understand what your channel is about. And let me fix this, and let's put dot at the end, and let's see if I misspelled. I didn't. Okay. Below that, class name w-10/12, and then age-24, background bg-gray-100, m-auto, border-0, and then value, it's gonna be description, and on change is gonna be, we're gonna pass e and then arrow, set description, it's gonna be e.target.value, and that is it. So here we have input field and we have text area. There is this ugly outline that we're gonna fix, and they need to be more separated and add a bit better styling. So let's go to text area from add components UI and just look for a ring, and then we are going to say focus visible ring 2. Let's just delete it, and there is no more this ugly ring around. Let's also give our text area some more class names. Border dash b dash 2, border dash gray dash 400, and not like this. And then below, focus border primary. So this will give us border on the bottom as well, and when it's focused, it's gonna be primary like this. And let's just go to the div that contains both of them and give it one class name that's space dash y dash 10, so there is this space between them. It looks very nice. And now let's just add buttons, and that's it. Below this div, let's go ahead and say button, and that's gonna be closed. It's gonna be create channel, and that's basically it, but we need to import button from this, and let's give it some stylings and properties. So disabled, it's gonna be equal to name triple equal empty string, or disable submit button, and below that, class name class name, and let's go into new rows, flex, and then let's go below and say width dash, and I have a specific width here, 133.66 pixels, and that's gonna be no, the height is gonna be actually different, so height is gonna be 38 pixels, and then rounded dash full, M is gonna be auto, MT is gonna be 8, BG is gonna be primary, hover will have BG secondary, hover will have cursor pointer, and this is it for class names. Let's also give it a on click. That's gonna be a handle create channel that we implemented. So let's make it a bit prettier, and I think this is it. Our new channel sheet seems to be completely done. It is a bit long, so if we go ahead and we can go here and say channel 1 and hello, and I press create channel, and it's gonna say creating channel. So if I go into my console, I think it's gonna return Axios because we don't have the API yet. So next we're gonna create the API. So we need to create API at API conversations channels. So let's go here in our app. Let's find API conversations, and inside there should be a file that's gonna be channels/route.ts. So the folder channels route.ts. This one is not crazy hard to do, so export async function get, and then we will do try, and then we will say const current user Prisma. That's gonna be await get current user, and then if current user Prisma question mark dot id return new next response, and it's gonna be unauthorized, and then status 400. After that we're gonna say const conversations, although I should say channels. I don't know why I wrote conversations. So channels is await db import like this dot conversation dot find many, and then open these brackets, and we're gonna say order by, and name it's gonna be ascending, comma after order by, where yeah, I don't think there should be a where. I think we just need to get all conversations, and then in our conversations or that channels sheet, we will just select conversations that are channels. Yeah. Let's just put include, and we're gonna include users true. And if this is not correct, I don't think we need where, but if we do, we're gonna return and fix this. But I think this is completely correct. And then after this try, so before the try ends, we're gonna return next response dot JSON convert or channels like this. And then where is our catch? So catch, and we're gonna catch error, and then inside console.log error, and that should be it. Now this is for listing the channels, and now let's also make a function for creating a channel. So export async, that's gonna be function post. We're gonna get a request of type request, and below that open body, try catch, and const current user Prisma, current user clerk, that's gonna be await, get current user, and below that, let me close this, we're gonna say const body, it's gonna be await request.json, and below that const, and then we're gonna extract name of the channel, description of the channel, and profile image URL, and that's all gonna be equal to body. And let's go a bit below. If not current user Prisma.id or not current user clerk question mark dot phone numbers and first phone number question mark dot phone number, we're gonna return next response unauthorized because there is nobody logged in, unauthorized status 400, and this should work, but we should instantiate, so new next response. And below this if, we're gonna say const new converse, or let's say new channel, it's gonna be await db.conversation.create, and then pass in object that's going to be data name comma description. So you can just pass name like this if name, key, and value have the same, like string, they're called the same, so you can just pass name like this. And then is group, that's gonna be false, is channel, that's gonna be true, and then profile image URL, that's it, name and value are the same, and then owner ID is gonna be current user Prisma.id. This is important because only owner is able to send messages, that's why we need to know who the owner is. And then users, and we're gonna connect, and we're gonna say array and pass in object ID current user Prisma, or current user Prisma.id. So this will be the first, so channels will operate like groups, and this will just be the first group member, that's gonna be the creator here. And whoever follows the channel will just be added to like this kind of group, but they will not be owners, so they will not be able to send messages. After data, so I think it's here, say comma, and say include, and we're gonna say users true. And that seems to be it. And now when the user creates this channel, we're also gonna update it into the sidebar in real time. So below, let's go and say new channel dot users dot for each, and then user is gonna be type user from Prisma client, open, import it, arrow function, if user.phone number, so if he exists, pusher server dot trigger, remove plus sign, and pass in user.phone number This is the name of the channel. Event is conversation new. We implemented this, if you remember, and we will pass in new channel like this, and that should work properly. And the only thing we need to do after is return next response .json new channel, and then in error we're gonna say return new next response internal server error, comma, status 500, and that should be it. Now we can create channels. So if I go here, I say like channel 1 hello hello. Okay, well, I think, yeah, the problem here is this is one that was bugging, so let me refresh the page. And now that we have everything updated, it is in channels. I'm gonna create a new channel, add some image. Let's say this, and then channel 1, and then welcome to my channel, and let's create a channel. Channel created already, although we see some errors. And here we have our channel. Let's go. So I can go into it. We're gonna deal with this error soon. So if I go into our channel, it has our profile picture, and we are the only one who can send messages. Nobody else can send messages. This is our message that we just sent. But people can follow this channel, so let's make that functionality. But before that, let's go and fix this error. So channel sheet, so let's go to our channels sheet, and where I say, I think, .map, yeah, like this, we want to pass into this div, we want to pass in key, and I'm just going to pass in index. So always passing keys when you have .map. And now, since there is one channel, okay, we already see, if we go here, there is to-do channel box, but there is one channel. So if I make a new channel, there will be another to-do channel box. So let's now create these channel boxes to display our channels. And here will be the list of all channels that you are either following and not following, and you will be able to explore them here and follow them here. So in the channels sheet, instead of to-do channel box, let's delete all of this and say channel box and self-closing, and again we need to pass in key. That's gonna be equal to index, and it will also receive channel, and it's gonna be able to display a channel. And after that, current user Prisma, let's say it's gonna be current user. Yeah, we got current user only, so let's also call it current user here. And now let's create this element. So go here where it is, this channel sheet, and just besides that, ChannelBox.tsx, and then go ahead and say sfc channel box right here, and let's just give it a nice little div and say channel exclamation mark. Before we can see how it works, we will just say interface channel box props, and we're gonna pass in the following: channel conversation current user, that's gonna be user from Prisma client, and this one will be conversation from Prisma client. And now those are the only two, and then let's extract this channel current user, and we will give it these props. And now let's just import this back and we're gonna say this one and save. So one quick problem we want to fix is when we create a new channel and we go to create one again, the data is not cleared. So let's fix that. So in a new channel sheet, let's go here, then catch, and then we're gonna say finally, just pass in arrow function and say set name to empty string, set description to empty string, and set image URL to empty string, and that should be it. So if I go ahead and try creating a channel, it's gonna be created real quick, and now it closes, and if we go again, and everything is clear. So I have a few channels, each of them is displaying just channel, 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 because this is in ChannelBox, but let's now fix the ChannelBox. This is not gonna be too long component. We only have some HTML here, so we're gonna make a new div, and inside a new div, and let's give to the first div some class names. Let me do it like this. So flex dash call w dash 112 pixels, height is gonna be 144.8 pixels, m-1 items center, content center, border, it's gonna be 1 pixel, rounded XL, p-2, justify dash center, and cursor dash pointer, and that is it for this div. It's not it for the whole element yet. So let's give class name to the second div. This one is a lot shorter, so flex call, and items center and relative. That's it. Inside of this div we are gonna say avatar and import it from this second one, components UI. Class name to the avatar is gonna be w-16 and height is gonna be 16. Inside of avatar we're gonna say avatar image from components self-closing, and this is gonna be the image of the channel. So source is going to be open curly brackets channel dot profile image URL or undefined, and then let's do avatar fallback, the second one, and that's gonna be in curly brackets channel dot name dot character at 0 dot uppercase invoke, so the first character, and that is it. This is what we got by now. So it's a little bit messed up looking, so let's continue. Below avatar let's say image, and source is gonna be slash images slash verified.svg. Class name we're gonna have just a second here, so absolute, and then top 12, left 12, rounded full, and bg white. Let's get this image real quick. Search for verify, it's here, verified, and just download it. and then we will drag it into our public folder. And after you dragged it, let's just continue and let's close this image tag. Now each channel will have this kind of verified image. Let me indent this a little bit. So below the image, we're gonna say h4 tag, and inside we will pass in curly brackets channel.name, close curly brackets, and then give it some class name. That's gonna be text dash 0.8125 rem, and then below that, well, that's it. That's the only class we have. And below that we're gonna show follow or unfollow buttons, but we're gonna display based on if the user is following. So I will let me fix this a little bit. Let me fix maybe this, put this into a new line like that, and then we're gonna open curly brackets, open normal brackets, and inside of normal brackets I'm gonna say channel dot user IDs dot includes current user dot ID, and then we're gonna question mark this, but we need to close two, yeah, and then question mark, and then we're gonna display the following: P and unfollow. So if it includes, then it's following, so we need to unfollow. And class name is gonna be text muted foreground, and text dash and then square brackets 0.875 rem. Let's save. And so then we're gonna say this column, and then if it's not correct, I think I need to remove this one, yeah. And if it's not correct, we're gonna say p follow and pass in some class names, text muted foreground, text dash, and then 0.875 rem. And I think this is it. Like, this is everything we need to do. And now in the list of channels, there are basically channels, and I can click on any kind of channel I want and it will get me there. Although, why is it not going? Well, we need to implement that. So let's go here to the top, assign on click. That's gonna be handle channel click, and let's define this above return const, and then const handle channel click equals this, and then arrow function, and let's say router, but for that we're gonna need to get const router. It's gonna be use router from next navigation invoke, and then router dot push, and we are going to push slash, okay, so open backticks and then slash $, and then channel dot ID. So this is going to work. Let's test it. Well, but we are missing conversations, so let's go back. It's slash conversations slash channel ID. So if we click on a channel, it's going to go to the channel. Let's go. Now let's fix these stretched out images in the channels. So let's first go to header. So I'm just gonna say header and scroll down to case for code for channel case, and inside of avatar image we're gonna say class name object dash cover. Save this, and now it's gonna be covered. The problem here is that profile images should be squares. This is the HD image that I uploaded. This follow button on the side is crazy, but I'm gonna take a look into that. And then go to ChannelBox, and down below in the avatar image, class name object dash cover, and that's it. And now images are no longer stretched. Now I'm gonna go to my other account, and it should load all of my channels that I created in here. So if I go to channels, there should be all of the channels available, and when I click on any of them, it should give me push me to the page. And when I follow, well, the following doesn't work, so I think the following is the last thing we need to do in the entire application, and then everything is done. So let's go to App, API, Conversations, Channels, and inside let's make a new file, and I'm gonna say follow/route.ts. This one is not too long, so export async function, and we only have post, and we will open body, but before that we will receive request in body try catch, and we will say const current user Prisma, current user clerk, that's gonna be await get current user, const body await request.json, const conversation ID user follow, and that's it. We're gonna get that from body. Follow will be true or false. So true follow, true is following, and follow false is unfollow. If not, current user Prisma, current user, what the hell, what is happening? Current user Prisma dot ID, or not current user clerk question mark dot phone numbers, and then 0 question mark dot phone number, return new next response unauthorized, and then we're gonna say status 400, and then below that we're gonna check if it's following or unfollowing. So if follow, then we will const updated conversation, and then await database import conversation.update, and pass in object where ID conversation ID data users, and we're gonna connect, pass in array curly brackets ID user dot ID, and then after data we're gonna say include column users, those gonna be true. And I think let's set comma here. Yeah, that we're just gonna copy for unfollow, but before we can copy, we will say below here return next response.json updated conversation. And below return, outside of the bracket, we're gonna say else and start the open brackets, and it's gonna be the same. So let's copy all the way down and then paste, but here instead of connect, we're gonna say disconnect. So disconnect the user, and let me check everything else is that's it. And at the bottom, we're also gonna copy the return statement, and it's gonna be right here the same, and then in just here return new next response internal server error and passing status 500, and that is it. Now we are going to be able to follow and unfollow. Let's check. So if I go here and say just press follow, I am on an account that's not owner of this conversation. So once I follow, it should just say unfollow. The button should change to unfollow, but we got an error here. And when I refresh the page, now it says unfollow. So let me say follow, unfollow. Let's see if it's gonna throw the error again, or that was just a fluke. Ah, I found the error, guys. Here, it's user. It's not user. It's user IDs. So that's going to work now. The error was in handle follow click in header.tsx. And now it's going to work. I can say unfollow, it's gonna unfollow. If I say follow, it's gonna follow. Let's go. And guys, the absolute last thing I promise, very quick. In a group chat, we don't see who sent message. So let's go to our code, message box, and above everything, we're gonna say open brackets and say not is own. So if somebody else sent it, and open brackets and say avatar and import it from add components, and then we're gonna give it a class name to be ml-12, so margin left 12, close, inside avatar image, and that's gonna be the second one. Source, it's going to be curly brackets data dot, so data is message, data dot sender dot profile image URL or undefined and undefined, and then let's close it, and let's change this ML16 to ML4. And now we know who sent the message. If you want to deploy this on the internet, this is an optional last step. I will show you how. So go to vercel.com and log in or sign up. I'm gonna sign up, and hobby plan, your name, continue, and then continue with GitHub. And then after you give in your phone number, we're just gonna go here and install GitHub. Choose your account, and I'm gonna say all repositories and say install. You can authenticate either using GitHub on mobile or password. And now I approved it, and now I'm gonna make the one that I created. So import. So interrupt your application. There are just two very quick things we need to do. Go to the environment file and copy all of your environment variables. And down below where it says environment variables, just click this first one and paste everything. It will automatically be added. And the last, go to package.json, and here in scripts we're gonna say comma post install, and we're gonna say Prisma generate, and that's it. Let's git add this, git commit -m finished, git push -u origin main, and after it's committed, just go down and say deploy. Deployment queued, and now we're just gonna wait for a quick moment. And after a few minutes, congratulations, you just deployed a new project to Vercel. Let's go to continue to dashboard, and this is the link of our app. Let's go to it, and let's sign in with my phone number that it was fake 123456, and then continue, and then password. Let's save it. As we see, everything works. The only last thing you need to do is copy this domain link, and in Clerk you need to go into webhooks, and now we're gonna be sending our webhooks to this link instead. So let's just click this webhook, and we're gonna edit, and then make sure to do this, but keep /API webhooks clerk and save, and that is going to work perfectly. And let's go ahead and try to send a message, hello there. It's actually gonna be even faster in production, so we're only waiting for a few seconds here. And guys, that's it. Let's just check out the video as well. Now this is going to work even better, and we're gonna allow microphone, and let me also allow the camera. And I'm there. Hello guys. So this is crazy, it works. Thank you for watching, guys. This is it. This is finally it. We finished everything. We coded everything. This took me so long to make, around like 3 weeks, and then 4 full days to record, finding all of the bugs, debugging for like hour or 2 at a time. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and we're gonna make more of these videos, and goodbye.